You useless good-for-nothing little parasite. Just how long are you going to be mooching of my family, huh? Don't you have any sense of shame at all of what you're doing, you stupid woman?
Molly, I do not know where any of this is coming from, but can you please not send me messages like this? I mean, I already have to deal with this enough from you at home. I don't need this kind of nonsense following me to work, where I am right now.
Oh, please, don't you talk to me about your work. You think you're so great just because you have a job? You don't even make that much. And on top of that, you always use it as an excuse to get out helping me, keeping the house clean. You're just utterly useless.
Oh, it's actually not an excuse. I have a full-time job and sometimes I have to help you keep the house clean and other times I do not. Would you rather I quit my job so that I can be around the house all the time to help you?
What is that supposed to be? Some kind of threat or something? I already told you that you can't try and lord your name a little job over me when you make such little money. When I was your age, I was working and keeping the house clean all by myself, and I never complained once about it. I just wish that you and Mike would finally get a divorce and save me from having to deal with such a terrible daughter-in-law yourself. I really have no idea what he sees in you or what he was thinking marrying you. Not only are you completely useless around the house, but you're also just fat and ugly, and I can't believe anyone would ever love you.
Well, I guess I'm sorry for being so far then, Molly, but I really don't think that you need to be saying any of this to me to get your point across. And just because you don't think that I'm doing enough doesn't mean that I'm doing plenty of things that you're just plain unaware of. So I really would appreciate it if you could just keep your rude comments to yourself and please stop treating me like this. I'm not asking you to praise me or say what a good job that you think I'm doing or anything like this. All that I am asking of you is that you keep all these mean comments and rude things to yourself and just let us get on with our lives.
Well, unfortunately for you, I have no intention of stopping any of what I'm saying. And why should I, when all I'm doing is telling the truth?
I really don't see why you have to insist on saying all this stuff, though. I mean, I am trying to be polite here and asking you to cut it out.
And just what makes you think that you're in a position to be telling me anything at all? Do you even know how much I dislike you? I have been at the limits of my patience ever since you and Mike got married, and I have pushed away beyond them for some time now. I will not be censored just by I'm hurting your feelings.
Molly! I really don't understand why you always have to try and take things so far. I am not trying to censor you, or say what you are or are not allowed to say to me. I am just asking, for the good of the peace of the house, that you please stop doing this. I mean, I'm still not sure what I've done to you at all to deserve this.
You think that you can play all sweet and innocent just because my son and husband like you? But they don't know you like I do. They haven't seen the darkness inside. I know that you think you're better than all of us, and you're just laughing at my whole family behind our backs, aren't you?
I'm really doing nothing like that at all, and I'm really glad that your husband and I get along so well. If you're upset at me for trying to get along with my husband and father-in-law, then I really just don't know what to say to this. But I can tell you that I really do not appreciate the way that you're talking to me right now at all. If anyone is acting completely irrationally and being rude or putting people down, then it's you. Everyone else in this house gets along just fine.
And just what are you trying to say with that, huh? You think that I'm jealous of you or something like that? There's no way that I would be jealous of a fat, ugly, useless girl such as yourself. I'm not jealous of you or anything like that. I just really can't stand you one bit. Your smug face, your brown-nosing attitude. How dare you try and cozy up to my family and leech off of our money when you're not even related to us? I can't stand a woman like you.
I know that we're not related by blood, but I am married to your son, and you are my mother-in-law. I don't really get why you are so upset with me living with you all when I work and contribute to everything. But instead, you just insist on insulting me and putting me down all of the time. It really doesn't make me feel good. Do you know that? But if you really think there's some problem with me or that I have some nefarious intentions with your family, then why come to me about it? Why not go and talk to your son or your husband and convince them instead? I think I know the reason, and I think it's because you know that you're the only one who feels like this.
You young women are all the same. You think you know so much better than the woman who came before you, just because you're young and pretty. Well, let me tell you something, young lady. One day you won't be so young. You're already not very pretty anyways. So you better just learn your place.
Okay, well, you keep saying that you're not jealous, but between how many times you're repeating how not jealous you are and that bit about youth, it's looking like jealousy to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm at work and I really don't have time to deal with someone's pretty little jealousy, so I think I'm going to go.
You really are just a horrible, disgusting, awful, useless little brat. Do you know that? I'm never ever going to let you get away with what you're doing to my family. Do you hear me?
That's fine, because I really don't think that I'm doing anything besides trying to be friends and a good member of the family.
I will make sure that you are run out of this house and that you never ever come back again. You're going to pay for what you've done. And I won't let you get away with this.
Molly, please calm down. You are just being ridiculous. I don't see what there is that is even worth getting so upset over. I really don't think that I'm doing anything to your family at all, and if you think I am, then you should go and talk to them about it. But quite frankly, I have no idea what you are talking about in the slightest. And all you are doing is being mean and saying scary things to me. So if this is all the conversation is going to be, then I think I'll just get back to doing my work.
You don't have to worry about coming home at all today. Or ever again for that matter.
Hello, Molly. What on earth could you possibly be talking about today? I am sure that I'm going to regret even asking that.
As of this day, you and Mike are nothing to each other. I did what any good mother would do and stepped in to sign your divorce papers. Now they're already mailed off to be processed, and nothing you can do is going to stop this.
Hold on a second. You submitted divorce papers for Mike and I? By yourself? Without asking either of us first?
That's right, and now that you two aren't married anymore, I'm well within my rights to chase you out of this house forever. Finally, I can get rid of this awful parasite that is leeching off my family for so long.
Wait a second. So you really actually did that? You really forged divorce papers and then submitted them to the court? And now you're telling me that your son and I are going to be officially divorced?
I'm glad you understand so that I don't have to break it down for you any further. But that's right. And now that you and my son are split up, there is no reason at all for a little blood-sucking vampire like you to hang around here anymore. So why don't you just go and leave us alone forever? I haven't been this happy since I can't remember when. I've been wanting to do this for so long.
So I take it that you did this not knowing that I was actually paying for everything in this house and for everyone inside it then, right? Although, I suppose if you did know that and you were so upset with me that you didn't care about that at all and just wanted me out of the house that badly, that I can almost kind of respect.
Wait, what? What do you mean you were supporting everyone in the house? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You think I'm really gonna fall for that? I knew from the very beginning that you never had anyone but your own interests. Don't you dare try and tell me that you were really doing everything for us. I know that you've always have been and always will be just a horrible, useless little leech, and that's why I broke you and Mike up.
Wow, so you really just have no idea what it is that you've just done to your family at all then. Do I understand that right? But okay, since you've already gone so far as to do this, I guess I'll just do as you say and go away. But don't say that I didn't try to warn you, Molly.
Oh, please. You do know that you're not fooling anyone with this little act of yours, don't you? I know that you were nothing but a burden to all of us, and that's why I got rid of you. I never liked you from the very beginning, and now I finally figured out a way to get rid of you once and for all.
Well, then thanks a lot for setting me free, I guess. I really do appreciate it.
You don't have to pretend so hard for me, Linda. I know that you're really destroyed inside. Don't act like you wanted this to happen, now that it's already too late.
There is no pretending going on whatsoever, Molly. I really am happy that this happened and that you did it for me. You have no idea just how grateful I really am to be putting all of this behind me. I thought I was going to be stuck in this situation forever. Anyways, I'm going to the courthouse now.
What are you going to the courthouse for? Are you going to try and tell them that those divorce papers are fake? It won't matter. They'll have already been processed them by now. Your marriage is over and there isn't a single thing that you can do about it.
You think I'm going to the courthouse to try and cancel the divorce request? No way! This is finally my chance to get out of this horrible situation. There's no way that I would sabotage myself by doing something like that.
Your chance? What are you talking about? I was the one who kicked you out. You shouldn't be happy about this. You should be furious. You're left with nothing. No family, no home, no anything. Just where are you going to sleep tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'll have to go and find a new place then, won't I? Well, anyways, good luck with everything on your end.
Me? Good luck? No. You good luck. I don't need good luck. I have my family around me, but you have nothing. Don't you get that? What is wrong with you? Are you really that stupid that you don't get what I've done to you?
Oh, I get it just fine, thank you. And thanks again so much for doing this for me. I really can't stress that enough.
I just got a letter of eviction in the mail. The letter said that all three of us were supposed to move out of the house as soon as possible. Not only that, but the letter was addressed from you. Is this supposed to be some kind of prank or something?
Sorry, what are you talking about? I didn't really care to read through all of that. You got some mail or something?
Don't you pretend like you don't know what this is about. You're the one who sent the letter, and I want to know what the big idea is.
Right, yeah, I sent you the letter and now you have to vacate the house. Is there something that you're not understanding about that? I think if you read the letter, it is all laid out for you in plain English. I didn't think that it would be such a hard concept for you to grasp. It's my house, so I'm kicking all of you out and selling it. It really is that simple. Do you understand now?
This has to be some kind of sick joke, right? You can't be serious about that. You don't own this home. It's ours. You can't just say that you own it, send some letter, and expect us to do whatever you say.
Well, it might have started off as your home, but it certainly isn't your house anymore. You remember how I said I was going to the courthouse, right? Well, that's because I needed to fill out some forms and correct the name on the deed of the house.
Correct the name on the deed? What did you do? What are you talking about?
I mean that the house might have been under your family name since I got it after Mike and I were married. But after we got divorced, I went through and applied to change my name back to my maiden one. And that included changing my name on everything from the house to the car title. It's all mine now. Well, it always was, but now there's not a doubt.
Hold on a second. Is that why you've been taking so long in returning our car to us?
Well, again, like I just said, it was never your car. It was always mine. I put the money down on it, and I've been the one making payments for it. All I did was revert everything back to my maiden name, so no. You and your family can't even try to lay any kind of claim to it whatsoever.
Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense at all. How can you just do that to someone's property?
Let's get one thing clear. You and your family never were paying for anything. Your names were not on any loans or deeds or titles. I was paying for everything for everyone this whole time with my own salary. So now that we're divorced, all of that reverts to me.
Wait a second. I just went to my office and looked through my copies of all the important documents that we have. And what you said is true. It really was your name on everything. But with our last name, are you really telling me that this means we'll have to move out? You can't do that to us. It isn't fair at all.
I take it this means that you, Mike, and your husband still haven't been filled in on just what's about to happen. You might want to fill them in, because I've been ignoring every call and text the two of them have been sending me. You'd think they would have figured out that something was up after a week has gone by now.
I just told them that you told me that you were going on a last-minute vacation out of the country, and that you weren't getting back to them because you weren't going to have any service. But I had no idea that you were going to do something like this to our own family. It's sick. How can you live with yourself? How can you just throw us out?
Well, I'm afraid that you're asking those questions to the wrong person. You really should have done your homework before you just sent off your forged divorce papers for Mike and I. But like you said, it's too late to do anything about it now. So I just did what I could. Changed my name on my documents, and now the house and car and everything is all mine. Like it always was, really. And I've already found a buyer for the house. So you all need to move out as soon as possible, or else you will be forcibly evicted.
But this can't... It has to be a joke. You can't honestly be telling me that you were the one paying for everything for all of us this whole time. Was this your idea this whole time? Hold the house hostage so that if I ever kick you out, then you can Get your revenge on us like this?
Of course not. That was never my intention with any of this at all. I wanted to pay because I could afford it and you all were my family. But did you really never once question who it was putting down payments on some of the largest things around here? I mean, do you know anything about who makes how much money in this family? Do you not know anything about how the house has been run at all?
I don't understand. This can't be happening to me right now. I refuse to believe a word that you're saying to me.
Believe it or not, I have been paying for everything for the past year that we've all been living together.
But then, what about my husband? What about Mike? What have they been doing this whole time?
Well, for your husband, I was actually also paying down his debt for him.
His debt? What's that supposed to mean? My husband doesn't have any debt. You have no idea what you're saying at all.
So you're telling me that neither your son nor your husband told you that they were unemployed then? You really ought to be showing me a bit more gratitude for all that I've been doing for you, you know.
Hold on a second. The two of them are unemployed? As in, neither of them are working at all? That can't be right.
Well, it is. Once again, I don't really know what to tell you, except that you should really be focusing more on important details like this.
You're lying to me. I don't believe you. It can't be true at all. You're just trying to trick me.
I really am not trying to trick you at all. I've been very honest about what's been going on around here for the past year. But if you haven't been paying any attention whatsoever, I understand how this all might be a shock to you. But you can really only blame your own ignorance.
But then, everything, the home, loan, the car payments, the utilities, it's all been you?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I assume that you probably thought it was your husband or son covering those things, but it was me the whole time. Now that you've gone and split Mike and I up, though, I don't really see any need to keep doing that for you all.
But why didn't anyone ever say anything about this to me? What's the matter with everyone? I deserve to know this.
It's probably because they didn't want to deal with you since they knew how you would react if you knew the truth.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What way did they think I would act if I found out that neither of them had a job?
Well, you'd probably just be on their backs all the time about job hunting and working and not having enough money. I can't really say that I blame them for keeping it a secret from you. I mean, you were just one of the nosiest, rudest people I've ever known, and I would probably do the same if I was them. But honestly, I am just glad that you are not going to be my problem anymore. It's so nice to be rid of you.
What is that supposed to mean? How are you to get rid of me? I'm still your mother-in-law. You can't do this.
Actually, you're not my mother-in-law. Mike and I are divorced, remember? So given all that, I really don't owe you a single thing.
But why didn't you fight to divorce me? Could it be that you wanted to leave Mike this whole time?
What do you think? I was living in a house full of unemployed and unmotivated people who never showed me any gratitude for all that I was doing for them. On top of that, he never once stood up for me against you while he eagerly asked me to pay for every little thing of his. Do you really think that's a marriage worth staying in?
But then, you're just going to leave us all like that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really wonderful, actually. I mean, I don't want anything to do with you or your family ever again.
I just don't even know what to say. How could this happen to us?
I can tell you how. You were a horrible bully who took it upon yourself to get your son and I divorced, and now I'm free of all of you. So I have to say that I really am grateful for all that you did for me. Consider us even now.
Linda, you can't be serious about this. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for bullying you. I'm sorry for the divorce. I'm sorry for everything. Can't we just make this up and be friends again? Think of how hard you're going to make things for us.
Yeah, that's a no. I don't want anything to do with any of you ever again. You do understand what that means, don't you?
But why not? Why can't we just go back to the way things were?
That's exactly the problem. The way things were was awful, and I don't want that for me ever again. I couldn't bring myself to ask for a divorce before now, but now that it's already done, I'll happily accept it. Anyways, good luck figuring out between the three of you who is going to have to get off their butts and find a job. After that, Molly continued to spam by phone, begging me to forgive her and take her and her family back. It was honestly starting to get just a little pathetic, and so I finally blocked her. They had until the end of the week to pack their bags, and when Sunday came, they were gone and the house was completely empty. I heard from neighbors that all that week, loud arguments could be heard from the house. Molly was forced by her family to go back to work since she was the one who ruined the setup that they had been enjoying so much. But even her salary wasn't enough for all of them, and before long they were all working in some form or another.
Gilda, I went by your house today and it smelled like curry. It smelled delicious. Could I have some to give to my family? But our house is on the 7th floor of an apartment. Did you come all the way to the front door or something? Come now, there's no need to worry about the details. You see, everyone in my family loves curry, so we'd like to take it from you. Come on, Gilda, you know how we're struggling financially and have 3 kids to feed, right? Couldn't you be kind enough to just give us some food? Huh? Wow, so this is one of your sudden requests again. Everyone in my family likes curry as well, and I only made enough for the 4 of us, so I won't be giving any to you. I sympathize with your struggles, but I simply don't feel the need to give you our food. If you and your family are truly struggling, as you say, then why don't you apply for financial aid? But why would I apply for financial aid if you could just give it to me yourself? I mean, you say you don't feel the need, but in reality, you're just too selfish to help us out, aren't you? Besides, isn't it only natural for you to make curry for everyone in my family as well? What? Well, I guess you could call me selfish for not helping you out, but to be honest, we aren't really that close, Sophia. And I'm no saint that goes around helping the needy either. And no, it isn't natural for me to make curry for your family as well, since we barely even know each other. Do you text the other mothers like this all the time, too? Aw, don't say that, Gilda. We're friends, aren't we? And no, I don't ask the other mothers for favors like this because I know you're the only one who's kind enough to actually help me. I mean, I'm always nice enough to ask for your curry, Gilda. Why do you always just turn me down? Seriously, don't you feel even a little bit guilty wasting my kindness like this? Yeah, but I've never even thought to myself that I'd like it if you received my curry. We're not friends, Sophia. Don't call me that. I mean, you're not really being kind to us anyway, since what you're doing is actually just bothering us by asking for our stuff. This is food I made for my family, so I won't give it to you. What? What are you trying to say, Gilda? I'm trying to say that I'm not going to give you a single spoonful of curry. If I had known it would come to this, I would have never entertained you by giving you some of our food last week. What did you just say to me? To think that I was nice enough to visit you guys at your apartment. I'm only trying to be a good neighbor, you know. All right, I'll consider this as just one of your pranks again. A prank? This isn't a prank, Gilda. I'm being 100% serious. If you're not a selfish bitch that only thinks about herself, then give me some of that curry you made. Yeah, call me whatever you want. What makes you think I'd care? Anyways, I still have some housework I need to take care of, so bye. Hey, hold on! But if you don't give us some of your curry, then my family will have nothing to eat for dinner. Seriously, Gilda, if we starve, it's going to be your fault. Just give us your curry so you won't have to feel guilty anymore. Hey, Gilda, what's with the car? Huh? What do you mean the car? The car that was parked in the parking lot? Oh my god, I am so jealous of you. If you're talking about my car, then I've been using it for about half a year now. What do you mean you're jealous? It's just a regular car made in the country. My, to think that you would call a car like that regular? That must mean that you were secretly rich, right? I mean, a car like this probably cost at least 100 million euros, right? Jesus, Gilda. What does your husband even do for a living? And why do you guys live in such a regular apartment if you've got so much money? What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Sophia. I mean, you live in a regular 3DK apartment, so I was just almost fooled into thinking that you guys were just an average household. I get it. You're the kind of person who doesn't care much about food or housing and just uses all their money on cars, right? Not really, but I'm pretty sure that our household income is pretty average, actually. In fact, due to the recent inflation, we've been forced to be tight with money recently. We definitely don't have enough money to buy a car worth 1 million euros, if that's what you wanted to ask. It's no use trying to hide that you're rich because I already know. And now that I've seen that amazing car, it's your duty as a celebrity mother to support me and my family who are suffering because we have 3 children even though my husband doesn't earn that much money. You don't have any excuse not to give me stuff anymore, Gilda. If you don't, you'll truly just be a selfish bitch and I'll tell all the other mothers about it. I already told you, my family is neither rich nor famous. So I'm afraid we won't be able to help you. And I don't care if you call me selfish or whatever, but it's just the way of the world. People prioritize themselves and their family above everything else, and we're no different. Besides, I don't want to be called selfish by someone who always asks for stuff but never gives anything in return. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're neither rich nor famous? I mean, your husband earns enough money for you to be able to be a housewife, right? That alone is enough to show that someone is rich in this day and age. I'm not a housewife. I just work from home. Oh, so that means that not only does your husband earn a lot of money, but you earn money yourself as well. That must mean that you have a ton of money then. You must do some high-class job yourself, right? I know you must be an investor or something. Wow, I never knew you were so talented, Gilda. No, I'm not an investor. I'm just a regular employee who works for the planning department at B Corporations. My husband is also just a regular office worker who earns a regular salary. Will you please stop making all these assumptions? None of them are true. I already told you, Gilda. I know you're lying because there's no way someone with a regular salary would be able to afford a car like that. Give me that car of yours. Huh? So this is what you wanted from the start, huh? If you're that rich, then you can just buy another one, right? So give it to me. My family clearly needs it more than you. Do you know how much a luxury car would help a struggling family with 3 children? A lot. I mean, we definitely wouldn't be struggling anymore. I'm afraid I won't be able to do that. That's the only car our family owns. And for the last time, we don't earn enough money to be able to just buy another car. Fine, then just let me drive it first. I'll decide then whether I'll take it from you or not. I won't give it to you, and I won't let you drive it either. Who knows what you might do? You might try to run away with it or get into an accident or something. Aw, please. It's fine if you just let me drive it a bit, right? Come on, Gilda, what harm would it do? No, it's not lending the car itself that's the problem here, but the fact that I'm going to be lending it to you, who, if we're being honest, I have 0 trust with. Jesus, Gilda, you're going to hurt my feelings with words like that. I thought we were friends. If we really are friends, then just let me drive your car for a bit. I want to drive it, I want to drive it, I want to drive it. You're so stubborn. For the last time, I am not going to let you drive it. Bye. Huh? You're so stingy, Gilda. Fine. I'll just do something about it myself. I still really want to drive that car. So I thought to myself, so I went to the parking lot and... Oh my god, the keys to the car were left on the hood. This means I can drive it, right? Yes, I knew you were my friend, Gilda. You always deny it, but I know you're just the kind of person that isn't very open about their own feelings. You're so cute letting me know I can drive the car in this fashion. I mean, seriously. You tell me that you won't let me drive it, but one day you change your mind and leave the keys on the hood, and you don't tell me anything because you're too shy to do so. Anyways, thanks for changing your mind about me driving the car, Gilda. I'll take it out for a ride right now. Sophia? You're going to take our car out for a drive? What are you talking about? But I'm currently driving the car on my way to the supermarket. Stop with these jokes, please. They aren't funny. I'm going to tell you one more time. I'm not going to let you drive our car, and I'm definitely not going to give or lend it to you either. Seriously, where do you come up with all this nonsense? Oh, my, looks like I got a text from Gilda while I was driving. Huh? What do you mean you're driving your car and are on your way to the supermarket? But I'm driving your car right now, so there's no point in trying to lie. Oh, I get it. You're still too embarrassed that you changed your mind and are actually going to let me drive your car, which is why you're still denying it like this, right? It's all right, Gilda. I forgive you for being mean towards me at the start. We're best friends forever, after all. To tell you the truth, I thought that driving this car was difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it's actually all right. I got the opportunity to take your car out for at least a test drive, so I decided to go somewhere far away, and now I'm on the highway. It feels so good speeding down the highway in your luxury car, Gilda. Sophia, what? You're on the highway? Don't tell me, but are you actually driving right now? Yep. Well, not exactly right now, because that would be dangerous, right? I'm currently at a road stop taking a break, though. It feels so good going vroom vroom and going full speed in this car. But I'm trying to tell you that I used our car to go to the supermarket. I already parked it in our parking lot, but I can see it from our balcony. I'm pretty sure it's still there. I'm afraid that yet again, I don't know what you're talking about, Sophia. Yeah. It's getting kind of old, Gilda. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. The car was scratched a bit, but don't you dare complain about something as little as this, all right? Today's a test drive, after all. Make sure you have it repaired before I come and take it from you, all right? Sophia, can you still text right now? Yep, I'm still taking a break at the road sign. I'm planning on heading out soon. What is it? You said that you were driving a luxury car, right? The one with the golden number plate and the silver car frame? Yep. Why are you asking me that? This is your car, isn't it? You're weird, Gilda. I want you to stay calm and listen to me right now. Our family doesn't own any such luxury car. We only own a regular 4-seater. What? Yep, my car is a white car made by Nissan. And it was bought secondhand as well. What? But that was your previous car, wasn't it? I saw you leaving the parking lot driving a car like that before. It's the second closest one to the entrance, right? Yeah, I do park it at the second closest lot to the entrance. There, you see? But there's a similar parking lot 1 block down from the one I always use. I went to the balcony earlier to check if my car was still there and saw that there was a crowd gathering at this other parking lot. Could it be? I thought to myself and went to see what was happening. Wait, is it the case that... Yes, it is. You went to the wrong parking lot, Sophia, and mistook the luxury car parked at the lot second closest to the entrance for mine. Then you got in the car without the owner's permission and took it for a ride. I think this is what happened. No way! You've got to be kidding, right? There's no point in me making jokes at a situation like this. Then who is the owner of this luxury car? Yep, I think that's where you screwed up the worst. Who is it? Have you heard of Anton? Is that the crazy guy who's suspected of having ties with the criminal underworld? Correct. What? Then I'm in big trouble, right? Please, Gilda, I'll come back immediately and return the car without anyone noticing, so don't tell anyone that I took the car out for a drive. I told you earlier that there was a crowd at the parking lot, right? It means that Anton himself is there, and there's a commotion because he's screaming about how his car got stolen. No way! Apparently, there were eyewitnesses to you stealing the car and taking it out for a drive, so there's no point trying to hide anymore. Steal? I didn't steal it! There's no point trying to run away either, so you should just come back immediately and return the car, or contact the authorities right away. Gilda! What should I do? I got into an accident. I was panicking the whole time I was driving home, and I'm fine, but the car's been flattened. What should I do? Seriously, what should I do? I'm fucked now, aren't I? Gilda, please give me 1 million euros. I need to pay for the car that I broke. I mean, this is all your fault for not telling me that that wasn't your car sooner, so you need to do something about this. Please, at least just read my messages. Apparently, if I don't give him 1 million euros by 3 days, he's going to do something terrible to me. I have no choice but to ask you, the one who's responsible for this mess, to give me the money. If you feel bad about getting me into this mess, then hurry up and give me the 1 million euros. He says I need to give it to him by sunset on Saturday. Gilda, where's the 1 million euros? Oh shit, the sun's about to set. My husband gave me divorce papers and went into hiding with our children, so I can't rely on them anymore. Are you going to tell me that you don't care what happens to me? Are you just going to throw me away, the friend you were kind enough to lend a car to once? Shit! The sun has set. Anton is here with a bunch of muscular men. Please, I need 1 million euros in cash right now. We're currently behind the parking lot his car used to be parked in. Come here quick. If you're not going to give me the cash, then at least come here so you can be taken away instead of me, please. He told me that if I couldn't pay the 1 million euros, then he's going to make me work for him for the rest of my life. He says that that probably won't even be worth half of what I owed him. Please, Gilda, I think he plans on selling me to slavery or something. I could already see Sophia telling everyone that it was my fault she broke Anton's car, so I decided to be one step ahead of her and tell Anton how she must have thought his car was my car because our cars are parked in the same spaces, but in different parking lots. But thankfully, he seemed to be a sane man and said, it's her fault for trying to take someone else's car in the first place, and told me that this was in no way my fault. By the way, it seems that Anton went to Sophia's husband and told him that he would let him and his kids go on the condition that he divorced Sophia. He didn't need to tell Sophia's husband twice. And he finished the necessary paperwork required for his kids to change schools and for them to move somewhere far away at the speed of light. Sophia's parents had cut ties with her years ago, and so now that her family left her, she was completely alone with no one she could rely on. I don't know if the rumors about Anton having ties to the criminal underworld are true or not, but it's true that Sophia suddenly disappeared the day after she was supposed to give him the money. No one dares question what happened to her after that, and there hasn't been a word from her ever since.